Welcome to Chinooks fans to Chuyak Eagle River. Excuse me. Welcome to Palmer, Alaska, where your Chuyak Eagle River Chinooks take on the Matsu Miners. This will be the final regular season game of the year. There will be, well, it's going to be a little complicated here. This is a scheduled doubleheader, as there is going to be a 7-inning game here at 4 o'clock. If we win that game, we go on to play another game at, well, about 30 to 35 minutes after game 1. If we win both games, the Chuyak Eagle River Chinooks make the playoffs. If we lose game 1, we will not play game 2 when we are eliminated from playoff contention. So that's how it goes. And I'll repeat that later on in the game when there are more people here in the stream. But that is what we have right now at the moment. Let's go over some lineups for both teams here before we begin this game. For the Matsu Miners, the home team, it'll be number 27, Chase Wilcox, leading things off. He is playing third base, hitting .327 with 18 RBIs and 35 hits. Wilcox, he is out of Central Missouri University. Number 31, Kellen Strohmeyer, playing left field, will bat second. He's hitting .243 with 5 RBIs and 17 hits. Strohmeyer, he is out of the University of Iowa. Batting third is number 30, Kyle McCausland. McCausland, playing right field, hitting .231 with a home run and 18 RBIs. McCausland is out of Middlebury University. Batting cleanup today for the Miners is number 35, Brandon Durand. He's the catcher today, hitting .191 with 3 home runs and 14 RBIs. Brandon Durand is out of Bryant University. Number 1, Don Patrizi's playing second base and batting fifth. He is hitting .246 with a home run and 20 RBIs. He's out of Lehigh University. Number 29, Christian Perez, batting sixth and playing first base, is hitting .209 with a home run and 15 RBIs. Perez out of Grand Canyon University. Number 19, Ryan Cochran, the shortstop, is hitting .109 with 3 RBIs and 5 hits. Cochran, he plays ball for Lehigh University as well. Number 26, Logan Vaughn, the designated hitter today for the Miners. He's hitting .111 with 5 RBIs and 6 hits. Vaughn out of Texas A&M Corpus Christi. And rounding out the Miners lineup, is number 8, Riker Sko. He is playing center field, hitting .145 with 1 home run and 10 RBIs. He's out of BYU. And on the mound for the Miners is going to be number 22, Tucker Timmerman. Timmerman has got 5 starts, 3 wins and 1 loss credited to him. He's pitched 30 innings, given up 22 hits, 3 runs, only 1 of them earned, making up a very impressive ERA of 0.30. He's out of the University of Nebraska, hometown Beatrice, Nebraska. He stands in at 6'3", 220. He is a right-handed pitcher. And that is your Matsu Miners roster for today. For your Chuyak Eagle River Chinooks, it's going to be number 4, Dusty Eisenagel, leading things off, the catcher. He's hitting .208 with 6 RBIs and 10 hits. Number 25, Cade Smith, slides into the second slot. He's playing designated hitter. He's hitting .183 with 2 RBIs and 11 hits. Smith out of the University of Arkansas. Number 15, Jaden Hill, the center fielder, is the 3-hitter today. He's hitting .250 with 2 RBIs and 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. Jaden Hill out of Arkansas State University. Number 32, Jacob Hayes, is your cleanup hitter today for the Chinooks. He is playing first base and hitting .244 with 3 RBIs and 22 hits. Number 16, Louis Zalaika, is your third baseman today. He's hitting .256 with 14 RBIs and 30 hits. He's out of Gavilan College. Number 23, Keaton Laidley, the second baseman, is hitting .167 with an RBI and 10 hits on the year. He is out of Paris Junior College. Number 9, Oliver Degenhart, slides into the 7th spot. He's playing shortstop. Degenhart hitting .194 with a home run and 13 RBIs on the season. He's out of Truman State University. Number 21, Ryan Medeiros, is playing right field, hitting 8th today. He's hitting .179 with a home run and 6 RBIs. He's out of Westmont University. And rounding out your Chinooks lineup, it's number 3, Brady Groves, the left fielder, hitting .145 with 6 RBIs and 10 hits, out of Oberlin College. And on the mound for your Chinooks, it's number 14, Nolan Livesey. Livesey, credited with 3 wins, 3 losses on 7 starts. Excuse me. He's pitched 42 2/3. He's given up 41 hits, 23 runs, 21 of them earned, for an ERA of 4.43. We're going to go quiet for the anthem.
Lights last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Hey, thanks Rocco, Ashton, and Aiden. Throwing out tonight's first pitch is future Major Leaguer and Palmer Little Leaguer Jackson Mulkey. Let's hear it for him. Let's see what you got, Jackson. Hey, that boy Jackson! Let's give it up for him! Are you ready for some Miners baseball? Let's go Miners!
And we're back after saw the first pitch and a couple of Miners players bring us our national anthem. It is Nolan Livesey on the mound for the Chinooks today. He's out of Metro State University. Hometown is Englewood, Colorado. Stands in at 6'2", 185, and he is a lefty, posting a 4.43 ERA. This is the battle we are looking at today. Timmerman versus Livesey. This is a big one for the Chinooks. Win or go home. Win to fight it. Win and live to fight another game. As I mentioned earlier, if the Chinooks can win this game right here, we will play the second game of our doubleheader. If we lose, this will be it. It'll be just one game, a 7-inning game. And like I said, if we win, it'll be another 7-inning game right after, about 30 minutes following. If we win both games today, your Chinooks will make the ABL playoffs. So a lot on the line today. Let's look at some quick statistics as we are rounding out this season. Actually, it is now Dusty Eisenhagel coming to the plate as this game is about to get started. I will sprinkle in those statistics as we play. First pitch misses low for a ball from Timmerman. So it's 1-0 now to Eisenhagel. That pitch again low for ball 2. 2-0 now to Eisenhagel. Timmerman comes set and delivers. That one inside for a quick ball 3. Eisenhagel ahead. 3-0. Timmerman to deliver the 3-0 pitch. Here it comes. That one's straight down the middle on a fastball, so it moves to 3-1. Pitch from Timmerman is swung on and grounded to the shortstop and thrown over to first in time. So Cochran fields it cleanly and delivers it over to Perez for out number 1. It'll bring up Cade Smith, the designated hitter. He's hitting 183 on the year.
Number 25, Cade.
And he will come up with nobody on and 1 down. Pitch from Timmerman. Swung on and lifted high into foul territory. And there will be no play made on it. Perez came over from first. Tried to make a slide on it, but couldn't locate. So it is just going to fall for a strike. It's 0-1. Now to Smith. It's been 38 games played for the Miners this year, 37 games for the Chinooks. The Miners have a record of 23-15 and sit in second place in the ABL. This one swung on and lifted into center field. Underneath it is Scow for out number 2. So Smith goes down on the pop out, and it'll bring up Jaden Hill, the center fielder. He comes to the plate now, hitting .250 with 2 home runs and 9 RBIs. He's been hitting well as of late and looking to try and continue that here into this minor series. He'll step in to face Timmerman. As I was saying, the Miners are sitting at 23-15 as that pitch found the zone on the bottom left corner. And the Chinooks are now sitting at 11-26, last place in the ABL. Big swing and a miss from Hill brings him down quickly, 0-2. Timmerman delivers. That one high and outside, so it's 1-2 now to Hill. The Miners have put across 182 runs as opposed to the Chinooks 112 on the year. This one's lifted high in foul territory and out of play. So it'll stay at 1-2. We'll do it again. The Chinooks batting average as a team is .208. Miners at .218. The Miners have belted 8 home runs. The Chinooks only 6. This one swung on and missed. And they'll say it's a foul tip. So we'll do it again at 1-2. This one in the dirt, so it's 2-2. Count moves to even. The on-base percentage for the Miners is .334. This pitch is well outside. So it is a full count now, 3-2 to Hill. The Chinooks sitting at .307 for their on-base percentage. This one's ripped very hard at the first baseman, Perez, but the catch is made. And that will do it for the first inning. A 1-2-3. They go down in order. We will head on to the bottom of the third where the Miners get their first shot at things here in this game at Herman Brothers Field in Palmer, Alaska.
Number 27, Chase Wilcox.
Welcome back to Herman Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska, where leading off for the Miners is number 27, Chase Wilcox, the third baseman. Wilcox hitting .327 on the season with 18 RBIs and 35 hits. He is up near the top of the ABL in batting average. First pitch from Livesey is delivered high for ball one. Chinooks are in their navy blue jerseys with Chinooks lettering in red across the front. Red paneled hat and gray pants with blue stripe down the side. It's 1-1 now. That pitch, a called strike down the middle, so it's 1-2 to Wilcox. Miners in their greenish brown camo jerseys with yellow Miners script and yellow numbers. That one chopped above the head of Livesey. Throw from short is not in time, says the umpire. Throw from Dagenhart could not get him, so it is going to be a base hit for Wilcox. It's going to be a tough play from short, but
Now batting left
it
field,
was a close play at the plate.
31,
Umpire says
Kellen
he ran it out.
Strohmeyer.
It'll bring up Kellen Strohmeyer, the left fielder. Now to face Livesey. Livesey kicks and throws. That pitch finds the zone on the outer portion, so it's 0-1. Livesey comes set. Checks first and delivers. That one high and away. So it is 1-1 now. Count moves to even. Livesey comes set. He kicks and throws. This one swung on, dribbled softly over to third. Throw over to second is in time, but Laidley could not handle the transfer, so it will just be one, and it's a fielder's choice for Strohmeyer.
Now batting.
So
right
Strohmeyer
field,
reaches
number
on a
30,
fielder's choice, and it brings
Kyle
up Kyle
McCausland.
McCausland, the right fielder. McCausland steps in hitting .231 with a home run and 18 RBIs on the season. Pitch from Livesey's lifted high into shallow right field. Underneath it is Laidley, and he'll make the play for out number 2. So a pop out brings us to 2 down and 1 on now.
Catcher, number 35.
It is Brandon Durand, the catcher, who steps in now. He's the cleanup hitter for the Miners today. Livesey checks second. Runner goes. Swung on and missed. Throw is in time for out number 3, so that's going to do it. There was no runs on one hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head on to the top of the second inning, where your Chinooks come back to the plate on the Chinooks Radio Network. Leading off the top of the second for your Chinooks is going to be the cleanup hitter, number 32, Jacob Hayes. Hayes comes into this game batting .244 with 3 RBIs and 22 hits. He stands in now to face Tucker Timmerman. And he will deliver to Hayes. That pitch found the bottom of the zone for strike one. So it's 0-1 now to Hayes. Pitch is dribbled softly over to short. Throw is high and pulls Perez off the bag. He was able to corral it and make the grab, but it's going to be an error for the Miners, which allows Hayes to reach. So that's going to be the first error of the game for the Miners. And it will be the Chinooks' benefit as Jacob Hayes will open up the inning on base. 1 on, nobody out for Louis Zalaika now. Zalaika will take the first pitch for a strike in the bottom portion. 0-1 now to him as he's got Hayes on first. Timmerman checks first, comes set. And he delivers that pitch. In there again, same spot for strike number 2. It's 0-2. Zalaika finds himself behind. Timmerman has been a very effective pitcher this year in the ABL. He is sitting at a 0.30 ERA. That pitch missed low for ball 1, so it's 1-2 now to Zalaika. Timmerman he's only given up 1 earned run all year. He's pitched 30 innings. He's out of the University of Nebraska. And he has been a very good pitcher this year as he strikes out Zalaika right there. So it's 1 down and 1 on now for Laidley. Keaton Laidley comes to the plate, hitting 167 on the season. Laidley will try and move Hayes over here and get something going for the Chinooks here in the top of the second. They need this game to stay alive in playoff contention. The Miners put out their ace to try and just shut it down, keep this to 1 game so that they do not have to use any more arms in a second game of play to keep them fresh for the playoffs. That pitch missed low for ball 1. Does not mean the Chinooks bats can't come alive, however. This one's fouled off back, and it's 1-1. It is a overcast day here in Palmer. Not too bad for baseball, though. It's sitting at about 63 degrees. Not too cold at all, but not hot. That pitch swung on and missed. It was a high fastball. And Laidley pulled the trigger, but just came up empty. Not a huge crowd here today at Herman Brothers Field, but definitely some Miners faithful here to cheer on the Miners in their last regular season game. This one is chopped at the second baseman. Throw on to second in time. There will get 1. So they'll get the lead runner. Hayes goes down, and Laidley will go down or will reach on a fielder's choice.
Shortstop, number 9, Oliver Dagenhart.
Bring up the shortstop, Oliver Dagenhart. He's hit 194 on the year with a home run and 13 RBIs. He will dribble one softly over to first, and Perez will take it himself for out number 3. That one was just in on his hands, and he got jammed. So that will do it for the top of the second. There was no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We head on to the bottom of the second where the Miners come back to the plate. We'll be back in just a moment with more Chinooks baseball here on the Chinooks Radio Network.
Races on and
Welcome back, Chinooks fans. It is the Miners leading things off with number 35, Brandon Durand, the catcher. He will face Nolan Livesey, who comes out for his second inning of work. A reminder, this is a 7-inning game, as that pitch missed outside and low for ball 1. It's a 7-inning game, and we are scheduled to play 2. But if the Chinooks lose this game, it will only be the 1 game, as we will be eliminated from playoff contention, and there is no need to play another. That one was lifted into foul territory, and Jacob Hayes got over there in time to make the out. So Brandon Durand will go down on 2 pitches on a pop out. Bring up Don Patrizzi, the second baseman. This one's lifted high, and Hayes is over again to make the play. So that is 2 foul territory pop outs to Jacob Hayes here to start this inning.
Now batting, your first baseman, number 29.
It'll bring up Christian Perez. Perez, the first baseman. He will stand in now to face Livesey for the first time today with 2 outs and nobody on. Change up in there for strike 1. So 0-1 now to Perez. Livesey kicks and deals. This one's lifted, driven into the gap, and it will drop for a base hit. Perez will hold it first, as that one just dropped in front of the outstretched glove of Maderos in right. So Perez aboard with a 2-out single. It'll bring up Ryan Cochran, the shortstop.
Shortstop, number 19, Ryan Cochran.
He will now face Livesey with 2 down and 1 on. It's Perez on first. That pitch swung on and missed, so it's 0-1 now to Cochran. Thank you to James Rufert and Mark Corbin checking in. We appreciate you listening. And thanks for letting me know the audio's good. Appreciate that. That pitch outside for ball 1, so it's 1-1. Count moves to even. Livesey. He checks over at first and delivers. This one bounced, and runner goes. Well stopped by Eisenhagel, but just still got away. And it will be Perez on second now. So it's a runner in scoring position now for Cochran with 2 down. And with the pitcher on the mound for the Miners, it may only take 1 or 2 runs for the Miners to win this thing. But you never know. The Chinooks could put up big numbers. That one was inside for ball 3. And there's a chance the Chinooks can lock it down on defense as well. So that one's fouled off, and it is 3-2, a full count now to Ryan Cochran. I know a lot of the Chinooks have already, this one's belted and lifted very high over to the second baseman. And it's actually going to be Degenhart, the shortstop, who makes the play. So that is going to be out number 3. We will go on to the top of the 3rd as this game is moving along very quickly. There was no runs on 1 hit and 1 left on base. We go on to the top of the 3rd, where the Chinooks try and strike first. Welcome back, Chinooks fans, to Harmon Brothers Field, where Ryan Medeiros will lead the top of the third off. Medeiros comes into this game batting 179 with a home run and 6 RBIs. He will face Timmerman here in the top of the third as this game has moved along very quickly. We are in the third inning already, only 25 minutes in. That pitch was a high fastball, swung on and missed. The 0-1 now is just low for ball one, so it's 1-1. Now to Medeiros. Timmerman playing with pace, delivers that one high and inside for ball two. So 2-1 now to Medeiros. As I was saying, the Chinooks have, a lot of the players have already purchased their tickets to go home, and a lot of them are leaving tonight or tomorrow. So if we happen to be able to pull out 2 wins here, things will get interesting on what's going to happen with them. This one's dribbled softly over to the shortstop, throw over to first, not in time. So that is going to be a base hit for Ryan Medeiros to open the third inning of play up. That's the first base hit for the Chinooks today.
Left fielder.
So Medeiros is on first with nobody down. It brings up the left fielder, Brady Groves. Groves will step in now, hitting 145. He'll face Timmerman, who is looking to try and shut it down now after giving up that leadoff single. Close play at the plate, but Medeiros is back safely on a dive. Timmerman he does a squat before he pitches, which is a little bit interesting. Another throw to first, and Medeiros back safely again. Timmerman will toe the rubber and do that little squat he likes. He'll come set now. From the stretch, he delivers. Runner goes, and he will hit Groves, who was showing bunt. So Groves takes first, and that puts a runner in scoring position. Medeiros moves over to second, and there's 2 on now with nobody down for the Chinooks. Bring us back to the top of the order with Dusty Eisenagel, who is 0 for 1 today with a ground out. The umpires are going to have a little conversation about that. I mean, that pitch was not – I think they're going to be talking about that pitch because it was not particularly – okay. I think they're conversing about whether it got bat or not, because he was showing bunt, and it looked like it may have possibly hit the bat, but no. He did get hit in either on his arm or on his shoulder, and so it will be first and second for the Chinooks. Nobody down, bringing up Eisenagel, the catcher. Here we go. Timmerman. Eisenagel shows bunt. Throw over to first. In time, so that will do it for Eisenagel, but he does when he needs to. He advances both runners into scoring position. It's Medeiros on third, Groves on second.
Now batting designated hitter, number 25.
To bring up Cade Smith, the DH. He's 0 for 1 with a flyout today. He'll step in now to face Timmerman for his second time. Timmerman. Comes set and delivers. That one. Curve ball. Started in and moved out. So it is 1 ball, no strikes now. Timmerman comes set. And he kicks and deals. This one is rifled just foul down the third base line. So it'll move to 1-1. Count moves even. One's across the board. It's 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. And it is Runners on second and third. The bottom of the order was able to produce for the Chinooks, and it is up to the top of the order to drive them in. That pitch is swung on and tipped back foul, so it's 1-2 now. And that has been the Chinooks' problem this year. You get production out of one part of the lineup, and the rest of it cannot drive them in, and that has been our problem. Just hasn't been consistent up and down. And you never know where the production is going to come from. This one is, did he go? Yes, he did. So Cade Smith goes down swinging on one he would like to have back. He just went a touch too far. Tried to hold up, but couldn't. Brings up Jaden Hill, the center fielder. He's 0 for 1 with a line out back in the first.
Number 15.
Been hitting it well so far, and that out back in the first was a very nice hit. It was just not in the right spot. It was one of the hardest line drives I have ever seen, and it was caught by the first baseman. And that's just unfortunate. It was right at him. This one's lifted into shallow center field, and underneath it is Scow for out number 3. So that's going to do it. The Chinooks will strand 2, and there will be no runs across on 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base. We go on to the bottom of the third, where the Miners try and do some damage when we come back. Leading off for the Miners is going to be number 26, Logan Vaughn, the designated hitter.
Designated hitter, number 26.
He comes up to try and make something happen for the Miners as this score is tied 0-0. Miners looking to try and be done with this day. Chinooks trying to extend it, as we will play another game if the Chinooks are able to come up with a victory. That first pitch found the zone. This one swung on and fouled back to the screen. So it is 0-2 now quickly on Vaughn. Vaughn is hitting 111 on the season. The 0-2 pitch now to him. It's high and outside, so it's 1-2 now. Livesey comes set after getting the sign. This one is fouled back. So we'll do it again at 1-2. Vaughn poked it back up towards me in the press box here. And Livesey will give him the 1-2 pitch again. That one high, so it's 2-2. Chinooks outfield playing shallow. It is shifted to the right as well. This one's lifted high and out of play, so it is going to stay at 2-2. You'll have to see it again. The infield playing straight up, standard or pretty deep. Straight up and deep. So infield deep, outfield shallow. Outfield to the right, infield straight up. This one fouled off again, out of play. Down the right field side, so it is going to be 2-2 once more. Just a very overcast day here in Palmer. A bit dreary, but solid for baseball. This one's popped up into the infield. Underneath it is Degenhart. He'll put the squeeze on it for out number 1. So Vaughn goes down on the pop out. And that brings up Riker Scow, the center fielder, out of BYU. He steps in now with 1 out and nobody on. Nobody really been able to get anything going here in this game. Chinooks did their best. This one's driven into deep left field. It will drop for a base hit and rolls to the wall. It's going to be a stand-up double for Riker Scow. It got over the head of Brady Gross and is the way the Miners needed to get this 3rd inning going. There's 1 on now with 1 down. Brings us back to the top of the order with a dangerous hitter, Chase Wilcox. He opened this game up with a single, so he's 1 for 1. So now the Miners are in business. Facing Nolan Livesey, who gave up only his 3rd hit today. That pitch, a curveball low in the dirt. It is 1-0 now. Scow on second. 1 down. Livesey delivers. This one swung on, lifted into left center. Underneath it is Hill. He'll make the play, and so it's 2 down. So Wilcox pops out to center. And it'll bring up Kellen Strohmeyer, who is 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice today. He comes to the plate with 2 down and 1 on. It's Scow on second. Strohmeyer trying to drive him in. Livesey checks on Scow, who's got a decent lead over there at second. He'll deliver. Swung on and missed. It was kind of just a little bit of a slower swing. Didn't really put much behind it, just kind of try and poke the thing. 0-1 now. Pitch comes. That one low and away, so it's 1-1 as count moves to even. Nolan Livesey gets the sign from Eisenagel. Comes set, checks second, and delivers. That one outside. Nope, umpire says it found the plate. It must have been on just the outside edge. Looked like the slider was in the batter's box, but he said it's good. Swung on and missed, so that will do it. Strike him out, and we head on to the top of the 4th. No score, as there was no runs, no hits, or excuse me, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left on base. We head on to the top of the 4th, where there's still no score. 0-0 is your ball game.
Hailing from Eagle Pass, Texas, attending Incarnate Word, number 10.
Welcome back, Chinooks fans, to Harmon Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska, on the Alaska State Fairgrounds. It's a new pitcher for the Miners. It's Eduardo Mendoza, number 10.
First baseman, number 32, Jacob Hayes.
Leading off for the Chinooks is number 32, Jacob Hayes. Hayes is 0 for 1 today. He reached on an error back in the second inning. That pitch low from Mendoza for ball 1. Mendoza has 6 appearances on the year, no starts, so all of his action in relief, no wins or losses credited. That pitch low again, so it's 2-0. He's pitched 5 1/3, given up 5 hits, 6 runs, 5 of them earned, for an ERA of 8.44. He is from Eagle Pass, Texas, plays for Incarnate Word. He is 6 foot flat, 210, right-handed pitcher. He's delivered 3 straight balls here, as it is 3-0 to Jacob Hayes. See if Mendoza can deliver a strike here on the 3-0. No, that one low again, so it is 4 straight pitches, 4 straight balls to Jacob Hayes, who will walk on down to first to lead things off.
Number 16, Louis Zuleika.
So it's 1 on, nobody out for Louis Zuleika, who is 0 for 1 with a strikeout today. Zuleika will step in to face Mendoza for the first time today. Mendoza, close stance, comes set and delivers. That one in there for a strike in the bottom portion, so he finally finds the zone. 0-1 now. Hayes on first, takes his lead. A decent, sizable lead. He'll step off. He will toe the rubber and come back on, get the sign that he likes, and comes set. 0-1 now to Zuleika. Here it comes. This one is ripped just foul. Zuleika thought he had it, but umpire says no. So it is 0-2.
Thank you for your support of the Mat-Su Miners.
0-2 to Zuleika. He'll step in and have to see another one. So he's behind now. Mendoza comes set and kicks and throws. That pitch, curveball just high and inside. So it's 1-2 now. Miners outfield playing straight up, standard depth. Same with their infield, as this one swung on and missed. So that will be a second straight strikeout for Zuleika today. Throw to first was not in time. So Hayes will stay at first. It is 1 out, 1 on for Keaton Laidley, who comes to the plate. 0 for 1 with a fielder's choice. Back in the second. He steps in now to face Mendoza. Mendoza, with that closed stance, kicks and throws. That one high and outside, so it's ball 1. 1-0 now to Keaton Laidley. Here's the pitch from Mendoza. This one is ripped into left center. It's going to drop for a base hit. It will score Hayes from first. It's a triple for Keaton Laidley, an RBI triple. And that will move the score to 1-0 Chinooks. Keaton Laidley gets this game going. Hayes scores from third. And Laidley, the big triple that rolled all the way, that got back to the wall in right center. So it's still one down with one on, but it is Laidley on third now for Oliver Degenhart. This one high and inside. So it's 1-0. Degenhart is 0 for 1 today with a ground out. Mendoza will kick and throw. That one finds the zone in the bottom portion on the fastball. So it's 1-1 now. Count is even. Laidley on third. Degenhart trying to get him going. This one's lifted into right field. Underneath it is McCausland, and the runner's going to come home from third to score. So Laidley will come across, and it's 2-0 Nooks now, as there's two down after that sac fly from Degenhart. And the Miners are going to have some work to do when they come back to the plate. But for now, it's Orion Medeiros who steps in, 1 for 1 with a single last inning. So Mendoza kicks and throws now. This one dribbled softly to the shortstop. Throw over to first in time for out number 3. So that will do it, but the damage has been done. It was 2 runs on 1 hit, no errors, and nobody left on base. We head on to the bottom of the 4th, where the Miners get their chance to strike back. Welcome back, Chinooks fans. Chinooks lead it 2-0. After the top of the 4th, we were able to push 2 across via the RBI triple from Keaton Laidley. Leading off for the Miners is going to be Kyle McCausland. He sees a ball from Livesey on the first pitch, and this one's belted into left center. Underneath it is Hill for out number 1. So that's how the bottom of the 4th gets started. It is a pop fly out to Jaden Hill in left center.
Number 35,
Brandon Durand will come in. Now he's 0 for 1 with a pop out. He will stand in to face Livesey. This one fouled off. So it's 0-1. Chinooks lead at 2-0 over the Matsu Miners. We're here in the top of the 4th as this game has moved along quickly. That pitch in the dirt for ball 1. That one was outside and low. 1-1 now to Brandon Durand. Pitch comes. That one outside for ball 2. So 2-1. to Durand. Pitch from Livesey. Outside again, same spot. And it's 3-1. 3 balls, 1 strike to Brandon Durand. Livesey kicks and throws. This one is lifted into deep left field. It's gone. A home run for Brandon Durand, his 4th on the year. And he is just adding to his total. That one was a no-doubter over the head of Brady Groves. He knew it. And that is a solo shot that cuts into this Chinooks lead. It's 2-1 Nooks after that Brandon Durand home run. So it is 2-1 Nooks with 1 down and nobody on. It brings up Dom Patrizzi. Patrizzi, he is 0 for 1 today with a flyout. First pitch to him is I missed the pitch there. That one is high. And it is 1 ball, no strikes. It looks like that may have not been a pitch, and that's why I missed it. I think it was just the umpire throwing him a ball. So it is 2-0. Now to Dom Patrizzi. This one is fouled off down the right field side, so it's 2-2 now. 2-2 to Patrizzi. There is 1 out, nobody on for the Miners. That one low for ball 3. Count moves even. Full count now for Patrizzi. That one dribbled softly to Degenhart. Throw over to first in time for out number 2. So it's 2 down, nobody on. And it is going to be Christian Perez, who's 1 for 1 today, coming to the plate now with 2 down, nobody on. Miners trying to get another one across and even this ball game up. Chinooks lead at 2-1 after the Durand home run cut into the lead. First pitch from Livesey is called a ball. It was outside. This one is low and inside for ball 2. Bleacher's starting to fill up just a little bit here as it gets later in the day. That's a base hit over the head of Degenhart, and Perez will just jog on over to first as he settles in. So the Miners are back in business as they have a runner on now for Ryan Cochran, who is 0 for 1 today.
Now batting shortstop, number 19.
Perez already having a good day. He's 2 for 2 with 2 singles up to this point. There's 2 down with 1 on for Cochran. Livesey comes set, checks on Perez at first and delivers. That one bounced. Perez will take, and that will be in time from Eisenagel, and that's going to do it. 3 outs, and it was 1 run on the Durand homer, 1 hit, no error, or excuse me, 2 hits. Perez had a single in addition to the Durand homer, so it's 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We head on to the top of the 5th, where your Chinooks try and extend their lead when we come back. Welcome back, Chinooks fans, to Palmer, Alaska, where your Chinooks lead things 2-1. It's Brady Groves leading off. He is 0 for 0 with the hit by pitch in the third inning. He'll step in now to face Mendoza for the first time today. Mendoza comes set and will deliver the first pitch of the fifth inning. That one inside for ball one. So it's 1-0. Now to Groves. Mendoza kicks and throws. That pitch a fastball that just misses low for ball two. So it's 2-0 to Groves. Outfield playing straight up. Standard depth. Pitch comes inside. And it is quickly 3-0 to Groves. He's ahead. See if Mendoza can put one down the middle, as Groves is going to be looking to take. Mendoza. Here it comes, the 3-0 pitch. He will be able to put it down Main Street, so it's 3-1. Groves took the fastball. You can see the sun starting to just peek out, potentially behind the clouds. It's getting a little brighter, but there is a very dark cloud up above head. That one inside for ball four, as Groves will trot on down with the base on balls. So that's how the inning will open for the Chinooks. It'll bring us back to the top of the Chinooks order with Dusty Eisenogel, the catcher. Eisenogel is 0 for 2 today with 2 groundouts. He'll stand in with a runner on first. Mendoza delivers in the dirt for ball one. So 1-0 now to Eisenogel. He's going to try and help the Chinooks pad this lead, as they are looking to get out of this game with a win and extend their night and bring it to 2 games and try and see if they can make the playoffs. That pitch missed, so it's 2-0, and the catcher Durand will go have a conversation with his pitcher, Eduardo Mendoza. Durand will conclude the conversation and head back to his position behind the plate. Miners have been playing very good baseball. They had an 11-game win streak going and moved themselves into second place and nearly to first ahead of the Bucks. But when they were trying to do that, they finally got their streak snapped a couple of nights ago against the Bucks, and they will have to sit comfortably in second. That pitch will hit Eisenogel, so there will be first and second for the Chinooks. It's Eisenogel on first and Groves on second. So it's 2 on now with nobody out for Cade Smith, the DH. He is 0 for 2 today, however, with a strikeout and a flyout. Mendoza going to look to settle back in and try and find the strike zone against Smith here. Potentially cause a double play to try and get themselves out of this thing. That one might have been a curveball. It was well outside the zone. It was coming across the other's batter's box. Could tell it was a pitch he'd like to have back. That's all there is to it. That one down the middle, just low, so it's 2 balls, no strikes. Throw over to second, not in time. So 2-0. Now to Smith. And Mendoza will step on. Eduardo Mendoza, out of Incarnate Word University, comes set and delivers to Smith. That one does find the zone, a fastball right over the bottom right corner. So it's 2-1. Mendoza delivers. This one is dribbled over to the shortstop. Throw to second in time for one, and they'll get the double play. So it will advance Groves over to third, but the Miners will get two on the ground ball by Smith. A 6-4-3 double play will
Center fielder number 15.
severely reduce the Chinooks' chances here of exploding in this inning. It's now 2 down and 1 on. That runner is on third,
Last call.
and it is Jaden Hill at the plate. Hill is 0 for 2 today, however, with a line out and a fly out, and he comes in to face Mendoza. This one, did it get him? He comes up hobbling. I think it must have gotten him somewhere. His toe, it was a curveball in on him. But no, he's going to have to dig back in. I don't know what happened. He swung on it, they're going to say. So I think that's what happened. He got hit, but he swung on it. So it is a strike. That one is going to be inside and low for ball one. So it's 1-1, count is even. Runner on third with 2 strikes, or 2 outs, excuse me. Mendoza will deliver the 1-1. A curveball outside for ball 2. So 2 balls, 1 strike now to Hill. Jaden Hill. We'll see the 2-1 pitch now from Eduardo Mendoza. Mendoza kicks and throws inside, and it is 3-1. He had to jump out of the way of that one. And Hill has worked the count to 3-1. He's ahead. Trying to put runners at minimum on the corners. If not, drive in Groves from third. Pitch from Mendoza. And that will put runners on the corners as Hill will trot down to first on balls. So it's Groves over at third now.
Now batting first baseman number
And
32.
Hill on first.
Hayes.
The cleanup hitter now at the plate, it is Jacob Hayes. He is 0 for 1 with a walk and he reached on an error in the second. He scored off that walk. Will stand in to try and move Groves home. There is 2 down. That one's delivered on the inside portion of the zone for strike 1. Umpire liked it. So it is 0-1. Fastball from Mendoza. Mendoza will throw this one, a wild ball that will score Groves. And so it is 3-1 Chinooks now. And Hill had already stolen second, so he moved on to third. Not a great time to bounce one. And it is 3-1 Chinooks. And 1-1 now to Hayes. Mendoza delivers, and that one is chopped foul down the third base side, so it's 1-2 now. Chinooks are padding that lead as they're going to need a little bit more insurance if they want to try and win this game. It is only a 7-inning game, but you still would love to have that insurance. That one was a curveball on the outside of Hayes. Well grabbed by Durand, however, prevented Hill scoring from third. 2-2 now. Count is even. Mendoza comes set. And he'll throw on to home. That one is ripped for a base hit. down the left field side, and it's going to be an RBI single for Jacob Hayes. He puts Jaden Hill across home plate. And we have Louis Zalaika now at the plate.
Third baseman, number 16, Louis.
Zalaika is 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts. But he comes to the plate trying to keep this rally going. 2 down, runner on first. Score is 4-1 Chinooks. Mendoza delivers, and that one will get by Cochran for a base hit. So it's runners on first and second now, and we again have a runner in scoring position. So it is a single for Zalaika, and it brings up Keaton Laidley. Laidley is 1 for 2 with that triple back in the fourth, and a fielder's choice. So he'll step in now, try and replicate what he did last inning. That one is lifted high into left field. Underneath it is Strohmeyer, and he will put the squeeze on it to put the end to the run. So that'll do it. There was 2 runs on 2 hits, no errors, and 2 left on base. We head on to the bottom of the 5th inning, where the Miners are going to have to try and get those runs back if they want to stay in this thing. We'll be back in just a moment here on the Chinooks Radio Network. Welcome back, Chinooks fans. Leading off for the Miners is number 19, Ryan Cochran. Cochran comes into this bat 0 for 1 with a flyout. He'll face Nolan Livesey, who's still on the mound here in the 5th. He's made it through 4 and only given up 1 run. It was the solo shot to Durand last inning. Cochran showed bunt and fouled it off. This one, another foul back to the screens, this time swinging. So it's 0-2 quickly to Ryan Cochran. Livesey kicks and throws. Swung on and missed. And Eisenach will tag him as he walks back to the dugout. And that's out number 1. That's how this half inning will start for the Miners. And it'll bring up Logan Vaughn, the DH. He's 0 for 1 as well with a flyout. He'll step in now to face Livesey. Livesey kicks and throws. This one is lifted back foul. So it's 0-1. Logan has fouled off a lot of pitches today. He fouled off about 4 straight in his last at-bat. This one from Livesey is ripped at the shortstop, Degenhart, who will make the play for out number 2. So there's quickly 2 down now for Riker Scow, as these Chinooks are putting these Miners away. And Scow comes to the plate, however, 1 for 1 with a double. So the Miners are looking to try and get something going with 2 down. First pitch to him is a ball. Curveball low. Livesey puts a fastball just high, so it's 2-0. It's right over the plate, but just above the belt. So it is 2-0. Livesey puts this one outside, and it's 3 balls, no strikes quickly as Scow is ahead in the count. It's the top of the lineup now on deck. And a strike is called as Livesey's able to put it in the zone. It's 3-1. Livesey delivers this one up the middle between short and third, and it's a base hit. So Scow is now 2 for 2 as he will reach
Now batting
on the single.
Number 27.
2 down, 1 on for Chase Wilcox as we head to the top of the minors lineup. He is 1 for 2 today and looking to try and move Scow over. Miners need to try and put some runs on the board and cut into this Chinooks lead as they trail 4-1. That one's fouled off down the left field side, so it's 0-1. Now to Wilcox. This one fouled back, and it's quickly 0-2. Scow will stand in now to see the 0-2 pitch from Nolan Livesey. Right field playing deep for the Chinooks, as center field and left field are playing shallow. So an interesting formation out there in the Chinooks outfield. 1-2 as that last pitch missed low. Pitch comes to Wilcox. This one is softly dribbled over to third, and it'll get through. That missed, and it's going to be a single for Wilcox. An error on the throw. So the Chinooks are going to get a throwing error there, and it brings up
Left fielder number 31,
Kellen Strohmeyer. It is both runners in scoring position now for him, as it is Wilcox on second. This one's lifted high into shallow left, and underneath it's Brady Groves, and that will do it. 3 outs, as there was no runs across on 2 hits. One error and 2 left on base. We head on to the top of the 6th, where the Chinooks lead this thing 4-1. They'll look to add on to it when we come back. And it's a new pitcher on the mound for the Miners. It's going to be number 38, Nico Tomasello. He will face Oliver Degenhart as his first batter today. Dagenhart 0 for 2 with the sack fly and a ground out. First pitch from Tomasello, a strike on the fastball. Tomasello has 9 appearances, all in relief. He has pitched 14 innings, given up 9 hits, 12 runs, 10 of them earned for an ERA of 6.43. He's out of San Diego State University, hometown of San Diego, California. Stands in at 6'5", 215. An imposing figure on the mound. This one is lifted foul in the right field. So it's 1-1 now to Dagenhart. Tomasello, the right-hander. A very large man on the mound. And big windup from him. And that one's inside. It's 2-2. Now to Dagenhart. The 2-2 pitch. Curveball swung on and missed. So it's 1 down.
Out of San Diego, California.
So it's Orion Medeiros now coming to the plate. 1 for 2. He's got a single and a ground out today. He'll face Tomasello for the first time. Here comes the pitch from Tomasello. Fastball swung on, and he comes up empty. So it is 0-1 now to Medeiros. Medeiros stands in. Tomasello delivers the 0-1, this one high. So it's 1-1, count moves to even. One's across the board, 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. That one's inside from Tomasello on the heater. It's 2-1. Tomasello comes set and delivers. That one swung on and missed. He was swinging for the fences on that one. It's 2-2. Count is even. Nico. Same pitch and same result. Strikeout for Orion Medeiros. And it is 2 Ks to start off the evening for Tomasello. Brady Groves comes to the plate now. He is 0 for 0 with a hit by pitch and a walk. And he'll face Tomasello now. That pitch in there on the heater. So Tomasello has come in and instantly shut down this Chinooks offense. This one's lifted high into shallow right field. Underneath it is the second baseman, Patrizi, for out number 3. So that is a quick 1-2-3 inning. Chinooks go down in order. No runs on no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. We'll be back in just a moment with the bottom of the 6th inning, where the Miners come back to the bat.
Right fielder, number 30. Kyle
Welcome back to
McCausland.
Herman Brothers Field here in Palmer, Alaska, on an overcast day where your Chinooks are leading 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th of this 7-inning game. Leading off for the Miners is number 30, Kyle McCausland. McCausland is 0 for 2 today with 2 flyouts. He will face the new Chinook pitcher, Gavin Alvetti. Alvetti, number 31, delivers a strike there, so it's 1-1 now to McCausland. Alvetti has 10 appearances, 1 start, credited with 1 win, 1 loss. 2 saves. He's pitched 29 innings. This one is chopped over to the second baseman, Lately, for out number 1. So McCausland goes down early. And it brings up Brandon Durand. Durand is 1 for 2 with a flyout and that solo shot back in the 4th. Alvetti, as I was saying, pitched 29 innings, giving up 22 hits, 9 runs, 8 of them earned, for an ERA of 2.48. He's out of the University of Central Arkansas. Hometown is Searcy, Arkansas. He stands in at 6 foot flat, 180. First pitch to Durand is a ball inside. Alvetti with that sidearm throw delivers a strike swinging to Durand. So it's 1-1. Alvetti delivers that one. Just missed low and off the corner of the plate. So it's 2-1 to Durand now. Comes set and throws. That pitch in there right over the heart of the plate. So it's 2-2.
University of Central Arkansas, number 31, Gavin Alvetti.
Chinooks infield playing deep. Zalaika well off third base. This one's dribbled over to Zalaika and gets through both Zalaika and Dagenhart. And, yeah, they're going to give him an error. No hit. I don't know how they didn't come with that. That was a soft dribbler. And so it is going to be an reach on error for Durand, as there is nevertheless 1 on with 1 out for Don Patrizi, who comes to the plate 0 for 2. Alvetti kicks and throws. That pitch a strike over the middle. 0-1 now to Patrizi. It's Durand on first. Alvetti delivers. This one just he put the bat out in front of it and it was hit. And the throw over to first in time. So I don't think Patrizi was looking for that specifically when he came to the plate, but that's what he's going to get. Pitcher Alvetti came over and grabbed it and threw it on to first in time. It'll bring up Christian Perez, who's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. It did move Durand over to second in scoring position for Perez. Alvetti delivers one inside to Perez, so it's 1-0. Eisenhagel going to go have a quick word with Alvetti. So if the Chinooks are able to hold on and win this one, we will have a Game 2 about 30 to 45 minutes after Game 1 concludes. If the Miners are able to rally back and win this thing, we will say goodbye to all of you faithful Chinook fans and wish you a great rest of your year and see you in 2025. However, the Chinooks are up 4-1 and looking to try and make a playoff push here. It is 1 ball, 1 strike to Perez. That pitch low for ball 2. So it's 2-1. It's Durand on second. And Alvetti will come set. checks on Durand and delivers that one on the outside portion for strike 2. So it goes even, 2-2 with 2 outs. 2s across the board. Alvetti throws. This one poked over to Degenhart, and the throw to first in time for out number 3. So we head on to the top of the 7th. Here in the home stretch, the Chinooks are going to have to close this thing out, but not before they will look to add to their 4-1 lead. There was no runs on no hits, 1 error, and 1 left on base. We go on to the top of the 7th, where your Chinooks come back to the plate here on the Chinooks Radio Network. Welcome back to Palmer, Alaska, here at Herman Brothers Field, where Dusty Eisenhog will lead things off as the Chinooks try and win this thing here in the 7th inning and make their playoff push. And they will have to start that by checking off Game 1 with a win. They're looking to do that as they lead 4-1. First pitch from Tomasello is a strike, as will be the second. It's quickly 0-2 now on Eisenhagel. Tomasello delivers. This one lobs slowly over to the third baseman and thrown on to first in time for out number 1. So Eisenhagel goes down. And it brings up Cade Smith, the DH. He's 0 for 3 today, as he'll step in to face Nico Tomasello.
Designated hitter, number 25, Cade Smith.
1 out, nobody on for Smith. Tomasello kicks and throws. This one's dribbled up the gap, and it will be thrown over to first, but not in time. So base hit for Cade Smith, as he'll get things going for the Chinooks with 1 on and 1 out. Bringing up Jaden Hill, who is 0 for 2 with a walk.
Number 15, Jaden Hill.
1 out, 1 on now, as Hill will dig in. Tomasello gets the sign he likes from his catcher, Durand. Checks on second and comes set. Slightly closed stance for him, and he delivers. Fastball swung on and missed. So it's 0-1. Tomasello checks second. And here comes the 0-1 pitch from Nico Tomasello. This one's driven into deep center field. Underneath it is Scow for out number 2. So he had to go back there and get it, but Hill was able to put the barrel on it, and nevertheless it is out
Number 32,
number
Jacob
2.
Hayes.
It'll still be 1 on, but this time with 2 out. Now for Jacob Hayes, the cleanup hitter. He is 1 for 2. He reached on an error in the second, walked in the fourth, and got a single in the fifth. Comes up Now to face Tomasello. This one is hit hard, but foul down the third base line. It's 0-1. Now to Hayes. Tomasello kicks and throws. That pitch just high. It was over the plate, but high to Jacob Hayes. So it's 1-1. Decent lead over there. First from Cade Smith. And he'll throw over to first just to keep him close. Tomasello will keep his eye on Smith over there at first. This one fouled off, and it goes to 1-2. So 1-2 now to Hayes. Smith over at first takes his lead. He only has one stolen base on the year, but he has the speed to do it. That pitch inside as the count moved 2-2 at even. Was in on his face as he had to dive to get out of the way of it. Tomasello checks on second, or first, excuse me, and will deliver the 2-2. Swung on and missed, so that is going to do it. We head on to the bottom of the seventh, where the Miners try and put together a rally to see if they can send this thing into extras or win it. But the Chinooks lead it 4-1, as there was no runs on one hit, no errors, one left on base in the top of the seventh. We go on to the bottom, where the Miners try and do something to keep this game going. Ryan Cochran, the shortstop, to lead things off for the Miners as they embark on this walk-off bid. Chinooks lead at 4-1, so it will be a tall task. But the Miners have a chance here in the bottom of the seventh. Gavin Alvetti still on the mound for the Chinooks as he pitched a shutout in the last inning. That is a base hit up the middle to get things going. He jumps on the first pitch, and the Miners are in business quickly. Ryan Cochran punches one up the middle. So it's 1 on, nobody out now for Logan Vaughn. Vaughn, he's 0 for 2 today as he steps in now to face Alvetti. Alvetti will deliver. This one chopped over too lately, and it's going to be an error, so there is 2 on now and nobody out. The Miners are looking like they have a chance at this thing now. An error will reach Vaughn and advance Cochran to second. Riker Scow comes to the plate. He's 2 for 2. Eisenagel checks on Alvetti, and he will head on back behind home plate.
Center fielder number 8, Riker.
No outs, 2 on for Riker Scow, who's 2 for 2. A double and a single today. Alvetti checks second, kicks and throws. That one is down the middle for strike one. Chinooks looking to try and clamp this thing down and get out of it. Alvetti comes set. Kicks and throws. Swung on and missed. Bit of a golf swing there as it was inside, but he got him to chase. It's 0-2 now, quickly to Scow. Gavin Alvetti getting the sign from Eisenagel. Here comes the 0-2 pitch. Low and away, so it's 1-2 now. Scow steps in. Not huge leads from either of the runners. Alvetti delivers. This one's lined up the middle. It's a base hit. It's going to load him up for the leadoff hitter, Chase Wilcox. Bases loaded. Nobody out for Chase Wilcox. What an opportunity for the Miners as they're down 3, 4-1. You have to wonder if at any point here soon. Yep, here it is. Manager Tim Cole walking out to have a conversation with his pitcher. And we'll see if it's just a conversation or a pitching change. And I haven't seen anyone in a bullpen. And I don't see anybody. So it's going to be just a conversation to calm him down. Bases are loaded with no outs, so you have to think some runs are going to get across, but it's just a question of whether it's enough or not for the Miners to win this thing. But Scow, a base hit up the middle, same spot as Cochran put his, and it's Cochran on third, Vaughn on second, Scow on first, with Chase Wilcox coming to the plate. Gavin Alvetti to face him and see what he can do to try and get out of this jam. Bases loaded, nobody out. Pitch outside, no. It finds the zone for strike one. 0-1 now to Wilcox. Wilcox is hitting .327 on the year, and he raised it today with 2 singles. He's 2 for 3. 2 singles and a flyout. That one is fouled off, and it's 0-2. He's behind. Alvetti now comes set. Kicks and throws. It is fouled off, so he defends his plate, and we'll see another one. 0-2. The walk-off dreams for the Miners are becoming more real by the second. It is 0-2 now. The Chinooks playoff hopes riding on this one. This one is fouled off again, so he'll have to step back in and see another one, the 0-2 pitch, for the third time now. Alvetti getting the sign from Eisenagel. 0-2 now. Here it comes. Outside, and it's 1-2. That curveball missed. Scow on first, Vaughn on second, Cochran on third. Wilcox to try and drive him in. It is the top of the order that is ready to try and do some damage. This one dribbled softly over. And that is a run, I believe. He didn't.
Now batting.
Okay, so it is 1 out. He did step. The crowd was cheering because and I didn't know either, if he had stepped on home plate or not. We weren't sure, but it will be a force out, and it's going to be 1 down with the bases still loaded. So a fielder's choice for Chase Wilcox. This one is chopped over to Zlaika, and he will do the same. Fielder's choice again at home for Strohmeyer. So once again, It is bases loaded, but this time
Right field,
2
number 30,
outs for Kyle McCausland.
McCausland.
2 grounders over to Zalaika, and both thrown on home to protect the 4-1 lead. It's Scow on third, Wilcox on second, Strohmeyer on first. Pitch from Alvetti, swung on and missed. So 1 more out, and the Chinooks will come out victorious. Bases are still loaded, but this time with 2 down. Alvetti kicks and throws. Swung on and missed once again. So it is 0-2 now. He's behind. Alvetti shakes off a few signs from Eisenhower. Finds the one he likes. Comes set. The 0-2. Here it comes. Did he go? No, he did not. So it will be. Yep, the appeal to first says no, he didn't. So it's 1 ball, 2 strikes. As he held up that swing on the pitch that was well outside in the other batter's box. The 1-2 now. Here it comes. Swung on and missed. This game's history as we go to a game 2. Chinooks win it 4-1. Alvetti gets out of the bases loaded jam with nobody out. And that is resilience from Gavin Alvetti. No harder position to be in as far as the base situation. He could have had a tighter gap, but that is incredible work from Gavin Alvetti to get out of this thing. We will have a game 2, and the Chinooks playoff hopes are still alive. There was no runs across on 2 hits, 1 error, and 3 left on base in that bottom of the 7th. I'll give you the final tallies from this game in just a moment as I add them up. So it was, for the Miners, 1 run on 9 hits, 1 error, and 8 left on base. It was, for the Chinooks, 4 runs, 5 hits, 3 errors,
Hey, folks, because
and
we will have a
6
game here this evening.
left on base.
Stick around. A lot more baseball to play.
We will have a game 2 here in about 30 to 45 minutes. If the Chinooks win it, we go to the playoffs. And if we are not able to hold on in game 2, we will be eliminated. Either way, game 2 here in about 30 to 45 minutes. This has been Clayton Jackson, and on behalf of AIA Baseball and the Chugiak Eagle River Chinooks, I will be signing off for now, and we will see you in 30 to 45 minutes for Game 2.